Hello there. My name is Jordan Townsend, and I'm an armchair scientist. I've invented a way to give you uh, and the world a surplus of universal donor blood supplies. So any emergency medical use, uh, battle use, anything you need, right? I've written the software to some of the computer vision software to already, so it's started. That hooks up to my microscope to show you how it works to start. I've written these two over the last year or so. I don't know, it was within a few months. It takes a while for me to realize when things are happening. So at the time, and now I beta dev OpenAI GPTs. I teach them how they learn and how to become more efficient. And I've literally built how they work a few times. So these are conversations with the GPT that I'm teaching as I go. Some of them are, and then they're my thoughts, and then I believe I mix in some science because I was just trying to like quantum stuff. I think it's quantum, or it might be photonic, depending on the domain that I was just interested in for that day. But yeah, I'm gonna read. These are on Amazon. My name is Jordan Townsend. The first one is Becoming Universal. This was, when it was released, a top book of 2024, as far as I understand it. And when this was released, Final Differentiation, it was a top new release for one of the many genres that I pop up in. I'm on like book 15 of science and art and mental health and all that other crap. So if you want to learn about what it's like being a mad scientist, literally like going insane and then becoming a scientist while like losing everything and then getting it back, then check out those books. Those are, or if you want alternative energy systems or propulsion systems or interstellar systems or anything, or I work at a level that I work at a very high level, so you don't need to know who for. But my goal is to give everyone a longer, better life, even if I do it for free. At least starting with universal donor blood, because what it does is it, over time, using as I'll explain through the book, it cleans the blood, makes it more robust, so you remove diseases from the populations that you're using the blood within. There's only chance of contamination if you mix it within the contaminatable surpluses now. Once it's wound up, it can be wound up across any country, and there's delivery systems already being developed for any situation, including such as emergency or life or death. You know. So I'm looking to start a non-profit if I can. I don't really care if I make money. The goal is for me to make enough money to fund my science so I can make it self-sustaining through the economic systems that we've developed, which I'll make as transparent as I can, because my goal is not to give a shit about the money. My goal is to give you a longer life, a happier life, and that's what I'm gonna do. So this is what this is about. You may see me swear or talk to myself. It's part of my mental illness. I can't seem to control the swearing. It just comes. I don't think it's Tourette's. I've always been like that, so it's just okay. And it's not like a tic. It seems to be stress related. But yeah, I've written. My first book was Animal Quest of Travelers. That was for my niece and nephews. That's a high fantasy animal book, like magic and talking animals and stuff. But that's like, and I've made art and I've sold that all around the world, and I've painted for royalty and I've photographed for NASA, and I've painted for celebrities, and you know what? That's all good and stuff, but I honestly enjoy making life-saving sciences. So after this is done, I have the third document, which is how to action these 2 books, and that gives you the projections and how much it'll make once it's at saturation, and how long it'll take if you wind up slow or if you wind up quick, and then what you need to dev for down to the parts and costs at the time of them being made. It's a business strategy, I guess, but it can take a while, or it can go as fast as you need. But yeah, like, and then after that I have artificial kidneys. They're available now. We can talk those. We can hash those out already. My friend who has diabetes says it could save millions of lives. Happy to give that away if that makes a difference. You don't need insulin if you have an artificial kidney. If you have a failing kidney, you know. So there's that. I also do limb replacement, telomere rejuvenation. There's quite a lot of things I can help you with. You literally just have to pick the condition and ask me to figure out how to fix it. And then you have to come up with a way, like, I would ask for help getting this out to people who want to help. I'm going to set up a website. I'm very, very bad at it. I don't know how to use a Patreon. It's too much work for me. Like, it's like I can't figure it out. But I can do this. So this will be a start. And I know how to podcast. I know how to bring it out around the globe. I've done that already with Divergent, Mind, Insanity, to Innovation, which is if you don't want to pay for the books on Amazon, just go listen to that on Spotify. It's free. It's also on Audible and iTunes and all that crap. It has a picture of a smiling chin. That's my first attempt at airbrushing of Carl Sagan. Back when I was in my 20s. Yeah, but it's good. Anyway, so there's plenty of books to read, and I'm happy to read other people's books and other people's designs if they want to help, or they're curious, or they would like my take, or if they want me to. Like, I like pulling things apart, but I like also having my stuff pulled apart to make it better. So where there's errors or you find improvements, just comment in and we'll go. Now, I don't know how long this one is going to be. I don't know how long. I used to read the books on the podcast just by page number, which is annoying for people because they like chapters. But if it's a podcast, you just take the timestamp anyway. It doesn't matter. So what I could do is just timestamp the chapters in the episode as they change. But when I release this as a set, it would probably be better to just have the chapters read. But I honestly, we got some travel. Going to my first sign, I was invited to join the International Society of Stem Cell Researchers because of this work, and to go to their conference in Germany to present. So I did. I got very, very sick, but it was a blast. Yeah, and the recovery time took a long time, but yeah, it doesn't matter. It was fun. It was like cool. It was like, okay, but I would rather write this, build it, and move to the next project because there's a lot of work to do. Once that's running, I have automated farming, food desert removal, clean water, clean air, 24-hour solar panels if you want them, other renewable energies for other tasks. And then we can start working on the fun stuff. If you want to stay on biomedical, we can go do whatever. But if you want to get into the fun stuff like matter manipulation and working with gluonic systems and all that, let me know. Quantum is not a limitation. It's just a chapter in a book. So there's plenty to go on. But yeah, let me shut up. Let me get to work. This is the first book, Becoming Universal, Jordan Townsend. Look for the stem cells. The second book is Final Differentiation. I know it's a pain in the ass to spell. It's Differentiation. It's Jordan Townsend. Look for the red blood cells. Now, I'm going to explain how this is going to work in the first chapter. And then it's going to explain developing the software, most likely, and then just however I progress. I tend to write my memoirs as stream of consciousness. So, or no, I don't know. It's organized in a diary setting because that's how I was told to do it. But let me get started. So, well, I don't know how this is going to look yet. So I have to camera may move. Alright, we centered. I'll find out. Oh, you'll know it's me because the covers are boring as shit. I don't care about the cover. Oh, I also do software development. If you search for Universal Scripting Language, I am putting every single scripting language into one language, and I've written that book, and I've written the code book, and I'm just maxing it out now. You'll find it. This was my old company, Townsend Atomics. I'm probably gonna. It was a top 10,000 global company for design, and it's just me and me. It's just me. So I guess I'm top 10,000 global for design. And it was everything. So just don't worry, I got you covered. Just let me know how I can help, and if you know how to fund it, and get people hired and give them a good life, so they want to come to work. So this is something they want to do, because yeah, we're going to be working with a lot of stuff. So here we go. Oh, and this is just the author copy. So I always buy an author copy because it's cheap. Anyway, this is no longer active. I deleted it. Yeah, I guess that's my house. Hello. Probably a stupid thing to do. To my brother, who almost died from blood loss, may no other suffer that way again. Prologue. It's been almost oh, there's my first typo. It should be Anne. It's almost been exactly a year to the day since I first published my preliminary research for the reason for this book online, most likely in a fit of mania and reason. It made very few waves, as I had no idea what I was doing, and I released my work as hastily as I could. It would take a year and some luck of someone else seeing merit in the work to be accepted into the International Society of Stem Cell Researchers, ISSCR, from this point forward, who asked that I present it as a poster at their global conference in Germany of this year 2024, to where I hope to be at the end of this piece. This is for anyone who's ever needed a blood transfusion or any other type of cell that wasn't donor friendly. This is how universal donor blood from donor stem cells came to be. Okay, we have, it's entries. All right, so it's not, so there's only about, okay, so there's 454 pages. So I can either break it into I like to read until I'm tired, and it'll get longer and longer, or I can read them in chunks. So I'll figure it out. Anyway, chapter 1. Sunday, April 7th, 2024, 3:48. I'm sitting at my laptop planning out this piece as I concurrently relearn my research from last year and plan a poster for the requirements of the ISSCR conference and the plan of attack to get this through to reality. As of last night, I've contacted the FDA to connect so that I may ask preliminary blood work related questions, formulated a simple way for the local hospital to find a legal way to get access to cancer research to teach my system with the help from my AI, managed a basic version of the GUI, which is GUI, the graphical user interface of the software, planned out the parts that will need to be addressed, and started pricing microscopes. And more importantly, I've begun this book. And this is something that will keep this focused and hopefully interesting. I'm going to stop from time to time just to clarify or just have thoughts. Once I explain the basics of the GUI coming up ahead, I'll have to come up with how to structure this to be an enjoyable read. Here's some Python 3 to show the basics of what this endpoint may be. Python 3 because it runs on everything. USL runs on literally anything, so it may be rewritten to run in Python to start, but I'm going to end it in USL because I know to work on everything, and it's easier to maintain. Anyway, check Git, it's on there. And sorry about the rambling. Where were we? The images are simulations, so please expect misalignments. This is in order of how I foresee the beginnings of the software to be. Image 1. iPSC generation. Let's read the title, iPSC to RBC differentiation monitor. It says this one. iPSC generation, HSC differentiation, erythroid progenitor differentiation, RBC maturation. I don't know a lot of these words. I keep forgetting them. Just look them up. I tried to add them in while I was working as a dictionary for you, but I couldn't keep it up. It fell away, but it is a good habit, so I'll be doing that in my next books. Simulating, and this is how the GUI runs. So it's simulating process for IPSC generation, and then it would look like this through the microscope. And then we simulate the processing for the HSC differentiation. These are the steps that the cells take to become red blood cells, the stem cells. And these are donor stem cells. These aren't like politically charged or any way to think. Like you can literally just pee in a bottle and we can use the stem cells from your pee. You know, as long as you're the right donor. And we don't need many. We just need enough to get started. You know, we need the base cells, and I need to build a laboratory for it. You know. Anyway, so this is what's the next part. So then simulating processing for erythroid progenitor differentiation. I mean, this is my first night of working on this. So this is what the formation. This is the AI learning how to. I was teaching the AI computer vision systems at the time. So I was improving its imaging system. You know. Anyway, simulating the processing for RBC maturation, so maturing into red blood cells, and that's what they look like as a cluster until they form properly, and you're good. You know, and continuing from here, the goal will be to automate as much of this process as possible with machine learning, inference, and classification, using known, trained, and new training data sets of cancer cell types, so they can be analyzed in real time to bloom as much surplus O-negative donor red blood cells. That's not a complete sentence. All right. This is also work for AB negative, so it's covered. I just need donor cells, you know, and then I can get going. The first thing I need to do is design a poster for this conference, which is something I've never done before, even in school. I'm excited. I get to stretch my artistic side for a minute and combine that with science, which is just a fantastic day of work. My limitations are an A1 horizontal poster size, and there's only my own to overcome. This will be a fun learning experience. Since I have no prototype to work on yet, though I just happen to have an older HPC from my AI development days, I'm hoping it's usable so I can wipe it and build with it, which I did. That's why the software's on there. It's just an AGX Orion 32, so it's a little older. But I mean, if I can afford $3,000 for the next AGX or the next level, which NVIDIA just announced, I'll grab one of those. That's all you need to get started. And you just grab the current version because their equipment cycle is so fast. You know, because their cost is 0. Okay. Anyway, I'm hoping it's usable so I can wipe it down and build with it. I'll also need cultures, donations of materials to study and I should say, and to learn as quickly as I may how to differentiate properly, as well as a microscope and culture division system. Something I see as similar to how old egg candling systems to work, but with dyes or other methods, including one that I've come up with on my own, and posted through my LinkedIn newsletter, which was Townsend's Atomic, and that was issue 171. It's defunct now, but maybe you can grab the Wayback Machine if you're on LinkedIn. It's on there. It's just you're going to deal with a lot of mental illness there too. So, because I was posting for just to get coverage. It may work out to help see inside stem cells in real time and be extremely beneficial to this process, or maybe its own hydrate slay once this is up and running. I know today I'll be setting up the HPC, hoping I didn't fry the flippin' thing, which I totally could have at this point due to improper storage. I'm fully expecting a cheaper version to come out mid-development, but this is an industry standard as of late, so it'll have to do. And to be honest, my budget has to remain stringent so that I can get this moving with what I have allocated for the year. Basically, I'm broke. This is my home business after all. I would say it started in my garage, but that was converted to a room by some previous occupants, so it was literally be designed in-house. So it will quite literally be designed in-house. Well, I think I'll go dig that out of a box of randomness and get it sorted and see what needs fixing and if it'll post. This is the start of something wonderful, and I'm glad you're here to read along with me. I truly appreciate your time and effort. If at any point you want to reach out or learn about other things I've gone and worked on, most of my work is available worldwide on Amazon and Kindle for as low a price as I can make them. At this point, all are available for no cost through Kindle Unlimited, as far as I remember, and as cheaply as I made them at the time. I've never really cared about the money that they've made me, but I do enjoy the fact that I've got to write something down and express myself. Perhaps it'll inspire you to do the same. maybe you'll learn something new and reach out to me and teach me something. Wouldn't that be lovely? As it stands for now, I'll get to work and get back to you with the next update as soon as able. I think that's a good, it's only page 21, I know. I think that's a good spot. So I will see you in the next episode. It is Saturday, January 11th, 5:55 p.m. This is Jordan Townsend. This is Becoming Universal. Thank you for joining me.